Hello everyone, it's Shanna and welcome to my channel. Tonight we're going to be playing along with Craft Roulette. Our elements are postcard, floor shop globes, and abstract blob. Don't know what we're going to do with abstract blob, but we'll figure it out. So I'm just bringing in my card panel and getting everything together and ready for my card. I'm also watching the show as I'm doing this, so you'll see some interruptions in here as we go. So I'm just bringing in some Spellbinders cardstock that is called Latte, and I love this cardstock. I'm going to cut out the center of it just so that I can maximize my use of it. I hate to waste a bunch of Spellbinders cardstock underneath another panel. I didn't die cut that out very well because I had to tug on it a little bit to pull it apart. Must not have had that part under the die or whatever, or the machine. So I'm just going to throw some Barely Art glue down here and get this laid down and layer my first layer on my card panel. So the elements for this, we were, I thought, swimming right along until we hit that abstract blob. It kind of threw me for a loop. So I see on here, well, right now I'm actually commenting. You can see I'm leaning over my card, and I've got my keyboard there, and I must be commenting something to the chatterbox while I'm watching the show, and my wild hair is hanging in the camera as well. Okay, so we've got that laid down, and it's a little bit, my card base is a little bit longer than that, so I'm just going to take and use my guillotine and hack that off and make a good straight line on there. And now we're ready to add our next layer of pattern paper. This pattern paper actually is coming from, it's the Paper Studio, and it was called Vintage Amour, A-M-O-U-R. And I've Googled, actually looked on Amazon and different places and tried to find it to link it up, but I can't find it. It actually came from a crafty friend, and some of the stuff I got was from Canada, so I'm not sure. But anyway, I love this pattern. I love the vintage kind of rustic look to it. And it actually goes very nicely with the next piece of pattern paper that I'm going to bring in that is going to take care of two of our elements, of our parameters, I should say. This next piece of pattern paper is going to take care of the postcards because there's a whole bunch of little postcards all over this pattern paper. And it also looks like a florist shop because it just has all kinds of floral designs all over it. And I just think it's gorgeous. So I basically knocked off two of my elements there with my pattern paper. So that's fun. The next two are not quite as easy to figure out from my craft supply, but we'll get it figured out in the end. So I've got that laid down, and I think it looks nice. Just in and of itself, I think it looks really pretty. You could slap a sentiment on there and be done with it, and it'd look gorgeous. But what I'm going to do is, I thought I was going to, for the globe, I was just going to have a stitch circle die, and I was going to call it a globe. But the piece of paper that I cut it out from, I liked how it looked when I cut the circle out of it. So I decided that I thought I would just make a little shaker out of this little piece of pattern paper and then decorate it up to look like a globe. You can see I've got a little snow globe laying there on my glass mat. And that is a snow globe from the Make It Merry kit. And I had thought about using that, but I didn't like the light pink and the little snow for this use. I like it for other uses, I just not for this. But I thought I could use part of it for this because I don't have a snow globe die, and I guess just hand drawing and free cutting it out's not my thing. So I thought I could use the bottom half of that snow globe, and it would help pull all this together. So you'll see me do that in a little bit. Right now I'm trying to get that double-sided tape laid down on these very thin sides. Didn't think about that as I was deciding to use that piece, but it works out. And then we will have the tape down so that we can lay our acetate on there. And this acetate is just, I save all of the packaging from all of my stamps, all of my dies, and I throw them in a bin. I've got a bin that says acetate, and I just throw them all in there. And then as I need some acetate, I just pull them out and I cut them down to whatever I need and use them, and then just throw away the scraps. And that's how I come up with acetate. So I don't buy acetate, I just use that, and it seems to work out all right. And I'm recycling as well. So I've got those pulled off, and I'm ready to lay that down. I didn't cut it exactly to size. I actually cut it a little bit bigger than what I needed, so you'll see that I'll have to trim it down. And I just flipped my thing over and taped it to my glass mat. So I'm going to get this laid down on there, and then we'll have to do some trimming because I didn't cut it exactly right. Just eyeballed it. So I'm trying to find my scissors and get that cut off. I'm actually voicing over this on Saturday morning, and it's been raining out. It's warmed up. It's been warmer, and we just had some downpours. So, and I heard a pretty good bolt of thunder, or clap of thunder, whatever you want to call it, a few minutes ago, and I wondered if it was going to thunder some more. So we're just really having some mild weather right now for Indiana, and I'm not complaining because I know it's winter and we'll get some snow. So I was just pointing out that I've met my gold element on that, and I'm bringing in my cat, excuse me, frog in my throat, my cat scrappiness little sequin mix. And this is so cute. It's got a variety of things, some circles, some squares, some glitter in there. This is fabulous sequin mix. Yeah, I'll have to link it so you can check it out. Anyway, and I'm just laying it in the middle of my card. Learned my mistake from my last shaker card. I'm not going to lay it on the shaker panel and then try to flip it over. That was silly. But I learned from my mistakes, and I got it right this time. So now I'm bringing 1/8 of an inch foam tape in, and I'm just going to go all the way around this and create my well for my shaker bits. And we'll do that. Now, my husband is, I've mentioned before on my videos, he officiates college track and field, and he does winter and summer. And so he has had an event both yesterday and today out of town. And so I've had a free 2-day crafting free-for-all, I guess I should say. I've just been doing my crafting all day long, haven't done much of anything else. I got my house all cleaned up after the boys left on Friday night and everything, or on actually Thursday night. I don't have them generally on Fridays. So I got my house all cleaned up, and so then all day Friday and all day Saturday, I was free to just play. So that's what I've been doing and trying to get ahead on my videos. It's hard to get a lot done during the week just because of the having the boys, and they are at an age where they're just into everything. So I have to really keep a close eye on them. But if I get going during the weekend, I can pretty much get all my videos done and ready to go. So I'm going to line this panel up on here. Excuse me. I've got a frog this morning. And that sequin mix just looks beautiful in there. I love it. And I love the brown tones here, the latte and that. And I'm just shaking that around to see what I got. And I think I eventually add a little bit more sequins to that. But I don't show it. I do it off camera. And then here is where I'm taking that globe, and I'm just going to fussy cut that little stand off of it. And I'm thinking that that will help mine look more like a snow globe, or a globe. I guess this necessarily is not a snow globe. I just got to do a little bit more trimming on there. And there we go. So I'm going to set that down on there and see if it works. And it looked like it fit pretty good. I'm still fiddling with my shaker stuff, seeing how it looks. And this is where I'm thinking I'm going to maybe add some more to it. But I'm going to get this glued down on here. It fit really well. I wasn't sure, if the circle had to be a certain size or whatever, but it worked out. That base worked out just fine on here. Shake, shake, shake. So now I've got, all of my elements but my abstract blob, which still has kind of befuddled me. In fact, it gave me some challenges. I tried to do some different things. I've added more sequins there now. I tried to do some sentiments in which I kind of put a blob over it. Now I'm bringing in a stitch circle die, and I thought I'll just outline my globe with this. So I just took 2 of my stitch circles and created this die cut here, and I'm just going to throw it down on top of there just to make it look even more like a snow globe, I guess, or to outline my snow globe. There we go. Anyway, I cut out some sentiments, and I took a marker and kind of tried to scribble through them, kind of like in a paint stroke mark, to see if that would work. And I didn't like the way that looked. I tried it 2 or 3 times. Ultimately, I stamped out yet another sentiment, and I stacked it on top of the one that I tried to abstract blob over, and just glued it down with Warmest Wishes. Now I'm bringing in a crayon, a distressed crayon from Tim Holtz, and I'm just, you can't see right there on the corner, but I'm just putting some blobs down of that crayon and then kind of smushing it around. And so that's my little abstract blob addition to my card. And I just did it in, I don't know, 3 spots, I think, or maybe all 4. I guess I did all 4. So I just created some little blobs on my corners, and those are my abstract blobs, and that finishes off my card, and I've met all of my parameters. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed watching. It was fun to make. It's always interesting to see what the wheel gives us. So here's my card. Thanks, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye now.